Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a very impromptu and very, very random podcast here on potentially both Wrestle Plug and Silent and the Death Machine, if you're lucky. So pick one. Let us know which one you watched it on. Probably Wrestle Plug, because Silent Death Machine has 33 subscribers. I am your host, Aeron, the Egyptian king of shithousery. Joining me is the most beautiful woman in the world, Nadia Sapphire.
Mate, I got no makeup on at the moment. So honestly, guys, don't judge me. Go on my Instagram and look at me with makeup on, because right now I've got no makeup on. I've literally got like black eyes where I was doing a photo shoot earlier in a full face of makeup, and I've taken makeup off quickly and not taken it off properly. I got wet hair because I just got out of the bath. So yeah, don't judge this little thing at the moment. This is me like at my worst.
That says a lot, because that is infinitely better than anything else we've had on this podcast for quite some time.
You're too nice.
Yeah. Also, check out, what is your Instagram? Seeing as you plugged it, you might as well.
Nadia Sapphire, and it's Sapphire.
There you go. Follow it. Yeah. They'll be in the description below.
There's pictures there.
Yeah, there is.
Way better than this.
I'm just going to come across as a lecherous perv for the next hour. Right, so me and Nadia are really good friends, which is hard to believe. Did you look at her and then you look at me and it's like a homeless man?
Wait, no. We're not good friends. We're the best of friends.
We're the besties in the world.
Yeah, like my phone is literally like some weeks, every day is Aeron, and each call's like 1 to 2 hours long. So that's like 14 hours a week, maybe even more. I speak to him.
I'm like half embarrassed and also half really smug. Right.
Every car journey driving home from a wrestling show, which is a few hours long in the middle of the night, is Aeron. Like, if, like, Vodafone were looking, they'd be like, oh, why is she doing late-night calls to Aeron all the time? It's not knowing that I'm in the car, thinking, like, ooh.
I'm going to get so much hate off of all your fans now, aren't I? Always TikTokers are going to be like, why does this guy get all the fucking love?
Because you're amazing and you're my bestie.
Stop it. And then started. Marvelous stuff. Right, so this podcast is predominantly going to be, it's not going to be about wrestling at all. It's going to be about sex. So...
Yeah. I'm a sexpert, just so you guys know. Actually, my friends, have always come to me about different things. I wanted to say my family then, but like, you know, I could say like if like one of your sisters want to ask you a question or something. I am a sexpert. I should be a sexpert. I might do like an agony aunt page for sexperts, if that's even a thing.
Honestly, I couldn't think you could make much more money out of people, but legitimately you can.
I'm not
a sex expert. I have had sex.
If you guys have any questions you want to ask me one-on-one, just go to onlyfans.com/Nadia_Sapphire and I will answer your questions for you.
There you go. Fucking hell. Come on. Get on that OnlyFans. By the way, the OnlyFans is onlyfans.com/
Nadia_Sapphire.
Just sign up. Make her more money. Because then she'll pay me more when I do videography at wrestling.
Yeah, because like right now he does it for like literally peanuts, and I like legit say
don't tell him that, because then all the other companies will be like, "What?" Like, just so we're clear, base rate. Nadia pays me 450 quid base rate.
No, he literally has peanuts. He gets no money whatsoever. He gets paid in hugs.
Yeah, my ass do I? Mate, only if you're feeling anxious, not me. But free hugs, by the way, to anyone who sees me at a show, unless you're from a certain place that I don't like very much. But it is what it is. There's quite a few of those, to be fair. Right, sex. Before we've got a few questions, but they're all a bit because they're from the Wrestle Plug gang. So, do you want to talk about sex within the industry, or do you want to stay away from that entirely?
Wait, what?
Well, we won't name any wrestlers or anything, but do you want to talk about sex within like wrestling itself, or just sex in general?
Oh God, have I asked sex within wrestling?
Well, no, just like in the sense of like, so for me, if I had like free range to ask you anything, is it like very different having sex with, say, somebody that you know in the wrestling industry as opposed to somebody outside of it? Like, is there different hurdles?
No, sex is the same either way.
All right. So sex is just a completely emotionless act to you.
Emotionless act? No, it's very emotional. Very.
Keep digging, pal.
No, it's very emotional. Very
Is
emotional.
it? Yeah. I've got this image of people weeping afterwards. Like,
Literally, I'm there like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Who said? Oh, wait, who's? How many questions have we even got?
So I think we've got probably right now about, I don't know, 7 or 8.
Okay, that's not bad. Okay.
Okay, I'll tell you what. We'll start. What we'll do is we'll splice questions in, and then we'll talk about sex in between and stuff, because that'll probably be the easiest way of doing it. You look
Okay.
so giddy right now. That's the happiest I've ever seen you look.
Clearly excited. I'm clearly a sex addict.
Well, yes. I mean, that's better than the other words you could probably put on the end of it. By the way, I didn't divulge your name at the time, so they don't know who they're asking. Because I thought then we get someone a bit more authentic.
Yeah, of course.
So it says here for mystery guest, and I won't name the questioners because that's a bit harsh. Unless you say something particularly untoward, and then I will name and shame you. Who is your dream sexual partner, and what is your dream sexual fantasy?
Okay, Zac Efron, when he was in
Really?
Baywatch, because he was so hot and he was so muscly, and literally, yeah, just my sexual fantasy would just be like Zac Efron just grabbing me and being like, Nadia, I want you right now. And I'd be like, okay, Zac.
That is adorable. Okay, Zach.
Yeah. I'm following you. I'll do anything you want, Zac.
Anything at all. Anything
Yeah,
at all. What's like limits for you in terms of like sexuality? Are there things where you're like absolutely fucking not?
oh, you know what? Like, literally, I would never, ever, ever lick a guy's bum. Like, fuck that. That's like, nah, like, literally, like, yeah, fuck, nah. I couldn't, like, I know people that have done that with their partners, but no, honestly, I have to eat with my mouth. I'd be sick. Yeah.
Is it because of what's associated with it, or is it like
It's because you poo out of your bum.
yes? Well, I would hope so, yes. But it's that thing of. But some people have different ideas, don't they? Like,
yeah, I wouldn't want to do anything to anyone's ass.
Okay, fair enough.
So, like, I'm not like, even though like I know men are obsessed with my ass, I wouldn't want to be putting anything in their ass or getting any feces out of their ass. Like, nah, not for me.
Any feces out of their ass. You don't have to go in there with a shovel, you know.
See what's crawling out of there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be appropriate throughout this podcast, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's one thing which I couldn't do. No.
What about like for me, I draw the line with anything like it was very similar scat. You know, like people like getting pissed on and shit on and stuff.
Oh like no, yeah, you ain't doing that on me either. Like literally, nah.
You should have a choice anyway. Sex should always be about consent. Like, let's make that very clear.
100%. Like they should be like, is it okay if I piss on you now? And I'm like, no.
Have you ever had anyone ask?
What, if they can piss on me?
Like, especially in that voice. Is it okay if I piss on you now?
Oh, that voice is familiar, actually.
Let's not go down that route.
Let's not go down that route.
I'm not saying a word, so I'll get in serious trouble very quickly. Yeah, no, I'm just curious, to be fair. You mentioned, like, you know, you don't want to do anything. Like, how about yourself when it comes to anal? Like, is that a no-go as well?
You know what? When I was in love with my ex-boyfriend, I met my ex-boyfriend when I was 18 years old, and we were on and off like for 10 years. In between, we had other partners and stuff. Like, you know, like might be like off for like a year, then on again off. And he was the first person I'd done that with. And honestly, it was so comfortable with him, and it was amazing. And I know people who I'd done that with, I just wasn't relaxed, and it just hurt. So like, nah, like once again, it'd be a thing. Like I'd have to be really in love with that person just to feel relaxed. Like that's like for like my boyfriend, like the love of my life, you know? Yeah.
So that's for Zac Efron, basically.
Yeah, for Zac Efron. Like, yeah, Zac, like I'll do whatever Zac wants, but but literally, like everyone else can just nah. Yeah. Wow, I sound so vanilla right now, don't I?
I would ask you who's your dream like person in wrestling, but then you're fairly high up in that world, so I don't think anyone would.
Randy Orton.
Is there anyone on mainstream wrestling that like you've never met and you think, yeah, probably?
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton, really?
Randy Orton's hot, like especially like in like 2004, 2005. Randy Orton back then. I used to actually like when I was younger, this is so funny. We used to play a PlayStation game like SmackDown versus Raw like 2009. And I used to like write scripts. And in one of my scripts, John Cena and Randy Orton were fighting over me because I was like so amazing. And like 1 week I was going out with John Cena, 1 week I was going out with Randy Orton. You know, like when like, you can like make yourself in the wrestling game and all that.
That
And
is
literally,
amazing.
yeah, like I fancied John Cena back then. Not anymore, but back then, yeah, I fancied John Cena. But yeah, like, yeah, they're my two boyfriends.
Randy Orton's a good choice, even now. Like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
scintillating.
beautiful.
Also,
Absolutely
as a
beautiful.
man who I'd like to think I'm fairly close to you, and I know what you like and don't like, and I'm pretty sure Randy Orton ticks a lot of the boxes.
Yeah, I think he ticks
As does
everything.
this hat. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, your hat
Yeah,
definitely ticks the box.
yeah, this hat is going to be in serious trouble in the next show.
Give me that hat.
Yeah, she'll just literally like if you see her in Asda mounting bottles of Sunny D, don't be alarmed. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's just is what it is. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I was when you said that like two wrestlers fighting over you, I thought of something. I thought, nah, if I say that, I'll get in trouble again. So I
Oh
would
God, yeah, no, yeah, that's maybe
moving
not say legit.
swiftly on.
That's maybe
Right.
not say legit stuff. We'll have no cock blocking here, Aeron.
Yeah. By the way, you'll notice that I'm not really answering many of these because ultimately nobody cares about my opinions. They care
Oh my
about yours.
God, maybe we should.
Oh
All
God.
right, go. I don't know. I know your female wrestler would be Liv Morgan.
Yeah, because if I say the British indie one, I'll get in serious trouble. So we have to stay away from that.
Okay,
Yeah,
I think I know the
yeah.
British indie one too. And then literally, I feel like for you, you're on the same level as me, where like, well, you've basically just said it, like literally no feces.
Yeah, I think scat is something that I kind of draw the line on.
Yeah, no
There's not
bodily
really
fluid.
much else that would bother me, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
But role play is quite an interesting thing for me. Like I know a lot of people
I
shy
like
away
a bit of
from
role
it.
play.
Huh?
I probably get into my character of role play as well. Like if you tell me to play a character, I'll be right in it. Like
Yeah, I'm the same. Like I think maybe that's a wrestling thing as well, because obviously we're used to doing that, aren't we? We're used to suspending disbelief or playing something different. But like role play for me isn't so some people are really uncomfortable talking about it. Like they're fearful of it. And I'm just like, it's cool, it's fun, it's experimental, and it's something entirely different from the normal spectrum of physicality that is sex. So,
I've never role played as Nadia Sapphire.
I mean, you are Nadia Sapphire, so
No,
what
I'm
you're
not
essentially saying
scary.
is that every single time you've had sex, it's been a lie of sorts.
It's a lie, guys. No, because like I think if you know me on a personal level, it's Nadia Agali. Like it's like this, you know, person. But like Nadia Sapphire is like a wrestling character who's like, loves herself. Yeah,
As she does in real life.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
as you should when you look that good. Jesus.
So,
I have a question. Would you consider putting a man in a cage?
it wouldn't do anything for me.
No, not just
Like, so-
like having them like
like
you have those like fantasies of men like yeah literally that like so you get these like you've probably seen these stupid yogurt adverts where these Greek men will be walking past the woman and they'll be feeding her grapes or whatever and stuff
yeah,
like that.
that's good. It's like, you know what? I could be that woman like on the beach and like they could be fanning me down, maybe feeding me chickens instead of grapes, like, southern fried chicken. I'll be there sucking the chicken bones.
Wow, there is a lot of people right now like I've got a chance. Like
Chicken.
it's just I thought you liked jerk chicken more than fried chicken. I thought jerk chicken was your thing.
No, fried chicken's my favorite.
Is it?
Then peri chicken. Then
Cheeky
jerk.
Nando's.
Yeah, then jerk. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, but
Fair enough.
fried is the one.
If you're going on a date with a guy, what do you think is the perfect first food to have with them?
God, that's so hard
Do you
actually.
like to
Like,
do you like to test them out by giving them something mad, or do
it
you like
depends
to
on
ease them in?
you know what? Most of my dates are usually Nando's or a Middle Eastern place. It's usually like there's a place in Cardiff called City Road, and it's a street, and there's about 20 to 30 Middle Eastern restaurants, and I'm like, let's just meet down City Road. and then I'll pick one of them
June
places.
25th.
Yeah, taking you to City Roads.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm absolutely down.
Straight after the show. We'll
Yeah,
get a
fuck
sheet
it.
as well.
Yeah, Anton won't mind, to be honest. He's pretty chill like that. So, yeah, we should get a load of the gang out and just go for dinner afterwards. It'd be good fun.
Perfect. Well, actually, you know what? By the restaurant, by the walkabout, there's actually like a Turkish restaurant a few doors down. Be a shout.
Awesome. Yeah, to be honest, I love like Middle Eastern food and stuff like that. The reason I ask is because, like, on dates, for instance, people try and avoid, dangerous foods that you would eat with your fingers that might make a mess.
So I've got the best chicken wing trick ever. So basically, I can get a chicken wing and I can put it in my mouth and I can suck it dry and then the bone's just there and all the chicken's gone. 2 seconds, Nala's coming up. Nala wants to say hi. Come on, baby.
Come on, sweetheart, come and join us. For those of you visualising that image, behave yourselves.
She's trying to call it. Oh, there she is. Yes, she is. You see her now. Nala.
How's Nala doing being on her own now?
She's okay. So this weekend, because I was wrestling, I put her in the dog sitters and she played with 12 different dogs. She ate liver, she ate chicken, and she had a wash. Nala, well, she's trying to see what's happening. There she is. Yeah, she has been a bit lonely. She's been spending a lot more time in bed. But yeah, she's getting there, bless her. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, our baby Saber died at 14 and a half years old, guys. It was awful. And people who know me know that, like, my dogs are literally, like, my worlds.
Yeah. Hard to transition back, isn't it, after talking about that? So that's the thing. When you're going on a date with a guy, is it brownie points if they've got their own animals?
You know what? If they love animals, and if they treat my animal like a baby, then yeah, like my one ex who I was with, he just wasn't bothered about dogs or my animals. Like I remember, like when it was bonfire night and Saber, bless her, she used to get so anxious, and he's just like, it's just a dog, and like he was insensitive about a lot of things. To be honest, the only reason I stayed with him so long is because he was a good shag, but other than that, his personality was just.
Well, it's nice to know that you have a lot of depth. A real insight there. Well, I'll put out with him because he's pretty good in bed.
Yeah, but then, like, then I ended up leaving him like 3 times because the personality was just.
That's fair. That is fair. Personality is important. So, a female listener has sent in a question, which I really appreciate because there aren't many of those around here. We have all heard the jokes about guys that don't last long enough. What about the guys that last too long? Thoughts on guys who spend, like, for you, is there such a thing as too long in bed?
Oh, yeah, like, honestly, like, eventually, like, your vag starts hurting if, like, it's going on for, like, too long. Like, literally, like, if your legs are open too long as well.
So
I don't know about you guys, but literally, like, if your legs open too long, your hip flexors start hurting. If you're on all fours, your knees start hurting. It's like, mate, hurry up and come now. Like, honestly, you're taking too long. It's that thing, like a happy medium is like, a good, depends on like, what the zone is. But like, I'm a good, like 15 to 20 minutes, I'm good, but like an hour and it's like, honestly, like I'm bored now, like the passion's gone, like it's just like we're going through this motion now, so it's just that thing where 15 20 minutes is great unless it's Zac Efron.
All right, we're getting a lot of Zac Efron here. For me, I really enjoy like I think the terms are quickie, innit? Like for me it's that I like that kind of spontaneous, ferocious passion. But I wouldn't. But you're not going to sustain that, are you? For like you say, for like 2 hours, you're not going to be like, that intense. I could probably, I mean, especially I found this like when I was on sertraline, it was impossible to finish. Like you just can't come on sertraline. So I remember having sex once. I had sex once for 4.5 hours. And by the end of it, I actually just gave up because I couldn't.
Yeah.
And, they were honest. I mean, I should be flattered, I suppose. I remember getting off and she said, I'm so sorry, I can't walk. I was like, well, Yeah, I can imagine, to be honest.
Oh, you've literally ruined me.
Pretty, don't say me, but it's that thing of, I prefer something that immediately, like, I don't know what it's like for women in this regard, but for men, when you, like, for instance, when you first get into sex, essentially, when you first insert, I don't know what you would say, when you first start fucking, like, there's a real, like, intensity there, and you, like, immediately, you already feel that energy of, like, oh, I can actually come very quickly. And I would prefer to feel that than just be like, well, I'm inside, but I know it's going to take me at least half an hour to get to a point where I feel ready to do anything.
I'm guessing as well, like after half hour, your dick's used to it. So if your dick's used to it, like, what's the new motion? Like, because like I'm guessing like when it first goes in, it's like, oh my god, I'm in like this tight, wet thing. It feels great. But then when your dick's in it for ages and it feels used to it, it's like, oh, okay, it's just whatever. I don't know. I don't like, I don't have a dick, but that's just my thought process on it. Yeah. But like, I just know, like, from like a girl's point of view, eventually it's just like, something's just rubbing and rubbing in you. Eventually, like, especially like if like you've come and stuff and like, you're no longer aroused, you're just like literally just there, like literally getting the fucking friction because you're probably dried out by then. And it's just like, oh yeah.
That's something I was going to ask you is, so, because obviously women can have multiple orgasms, men can't for the most part. So when you're, for instance, like, how does it, like, can you continue to have multiple orgasms, or do you get to a point, like you said, where you just think, yeah, no, there's nothing going on now, it's just
I get to a point where I'm too sensitive. Then I'm just like, oh, it's too like even to just like touch my body, it's like, oh my god, like I just need to lie there and just chill. And it's like, then like they come and they try to hug you, they try to touch your stomach, and ooh, like that, you're like, oh, get off me, like I'm literally still like tingly.
not one for hugging after sex then.
like obviously when like it's passionate and like they've just come and like that's fine, but then like say like if I've just had like a really intense orgasm, I need to just lie there, and like if like they're trying to stroke your body, like everything for me is like so like sensitive, where it's like, oh my god, like you touch me and like my whole body's tingling, like it's like like that thing like it where like things go through you, like you're like, oh my god, like yeah, just leave me alone for a few minutes, like you go over there and I'll just chill here. Yeah.
I love this. I just love the idea that like somebody finally has sex with Nadia Sapphire, the people's princess, the absolute pinnacle of womanhood, and then you're like, can you just fuck off over there?
Can you just leave now? You've given me what I wanted. Go.
You've given me what I want. See, do you know what? We cop a lot of abuse if we behave that way. But women, more than acceptable behavior. Where's the equality? No, I'm joking. So if 15, 20 minutes is the sweet spot, do you reckon?
For me, yeah.
How short is like too short then? Because I know somewhere, before anyone says no, it's not me, fuck off, but I know they will say it anyways or whatever. That's you, when you put yourself out there, you're going to get it anyway. But it's that thing of, like, for instance, I know so many porn stars who have said they find it flattering if a guy comes really quickly, because it's that thing of like, well, they're obviously really aroused and excited by the presence of me, as opposed to if a guy took like 2 hours, they would consider that, they'd be like, what's wrong with me? So would you prefer somebody to just come really quickly?
I feel the same. Like if someone come really quick, I'd be like, oh, like I'm just like I've had like someone before, like they've come before they've even got in me, and I'm just like, but I'm like, oh, I really wanted sex then, and it's a bit like, oh, do you get what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Like, no, like a good like 15-20 minutes of the sweet spot,
How
like
about foreplay and stuff like that? Like, how long do you think foreplay should go on for? Are you somebody who enjoys foreplay, or would you rather just get fucking down to business?
I enjoy it. Like for me, once again, it's literally, if you're enjoying the foreplay, keep at it. But if you want the next thing, go to the next thing.
What's oral like for you?
In which one?
Well, we'll go with both. But like, first of all, receiving. Like, are you a fan of? I mean, no. Amazingly, some people don't like it. Like,
I don't mind it. Like, if you want to go down there, go down there. Like, I'm not necessarily going to come, but go for it. Have a try, like. But yeah.
When you say I won't necessarily, is it difficult for you to come if somebody goes down on you?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever come with someone coming down on me, going down. me. Within regards to second dick, I'm really fussy about Willie. So it's like the willy has to be clean, and like I've got like a really good sense of smell.
That
So
should
it's
be like the basics, though, shouldn't it? Like general
yeah, but
hygiene.
it's even that thing. Like it's like I'm not a massive fan of foreskin because I'm just like with like say foreskin, like the cheese can get trapped underneath there. So it's like I'm not a massive fan of it. Like I
I'm
personally
so glad
prefer
I had a circumcision.
I personally prefer no foreskin, like foreskin, like saggy foreskin. I really don't like because like you don't know what, like sometimes you can't even pull saggy foreskin all the way back, so you wouldn't know what was underneath there, you know.
Oh, no, yeah, no, I've never really thought about it that way. I had a circumcision because of a medical procedure. I don't know if you've heard what it's called phimosis, where your foreskin tightens so much that you can't actually retract it. It was
Ooh, have
horrible.
you seen that as well? Like some men like literally they have sex and their foreskin's so tight they like split their foreskin.
Yeah, like literally got to a point where I couldn't have sex because I didn't feel anything because my foreskin was
Oh
like
my god.
essentially
Oh,
locked. So
oh.
yeah, no, I ended up having it like surgically removed, which is far more strenuous when you're older because obviously most people that have
Yeah.
circumcisions have them, as newborns, like in
Oh,
the Jewish community.
honestly, that goes through me. That really. Oh God, bless
But yeah,
you. Oh,
I had that during the pandemic, and
could
yet,
you pee?
what you mean before? Yeah, before just about. But even that was the thing. Like if it because it does sometimes continue to close, and if it does, it can cause massive urinary infections because you can't
Oh
pass
my
urine.
God. Like, you know, the harder your dick gets, does the foreskin, like, does it add more pressure on the foreskin?
So basically, you would have literally maybe like a I don't know for apologies if anyone finds this a bit graphic, but at the end of the day, you're watching a podcast about sex, so grow up. It was
That's it.
about a 5p in terms of like the room,
Okay.
and then sort of like yeah, just like so I was able to still get an erection, but it was like you could feel it slightly compressing
Oh
around the
my.
tip.
Oh.
So, like for instance, if you were able to retract it, there was a little bit of time before it got too tight where it could still retract. But when it retracted, once I got an erection, it would get so tight that it would actually somewhat cut off the circulation. So it's
Oh
just like,
my
yeah,
God.
no, it was quite trippy. Like it fucked me up for a while. So, but the weird thing is, like, I've had a circumcision for about 3 years now,
Yeah.
and like I don't even recall. Like I honestly would recommend people.
Yeah.
I know it's not like a comfortable conversation. I would recommend, for instance, if you have a son or whatever, to get them a circumcision because actually the health benefits are massive. Like it's
Yeah.
better for hygiene. You get far less infections and things like that.
I know a lot of people do it like religious as well, but I think in America it's quite big to get circumcised now. It's quite normal, not even as a religious thing. Like I think it's just, people do it, yeah, for health benefits, I guess.
Yeah, to be honest,
Yeah.
it's got to that point now where, like, for instance, like obviously let's not pretend like we don't watch porn. Everyone watches porn, right? For the most part, other than the Mormons. But it's that thing of like when I watch porn now, I'm always surprised if I see foreskin because I'm like, oh, okay, because I'm just not used to it anymore. Like I
Yes.
feel like it's on the way out. Like I feel like more and more people now would opt to be circumcised.
I have heard though that if you are circumcised, is it like you're more sensitive?
So when you get the circumcision, basically you start out more sensitive because obviously your penis isn't used to being retracted unless you're having sex.
Yeah, because I guess like
Yeah.
that's like
But then what happens is eventually it does. They say it is true. Like after a few months, like you basically build a sensitivity, like an immunity to it, and then it actually becomes slightly less sensitive than it did. So, it's one of those things you just get used to it. You do. You get used to it after a while. I was going to ask you, like, in terms of like people getting pierced and stuff like that. Like, is that of interest to you? Is
I've
that you ever had
never
sex with someone who's on like a Prince Albert, for instance?
I've never slept with a guy who's had a dick piercing before, and I've never had a fanny piercing. What
Would you?
about you?
Would you? No, like I want to have piercings anyway. Like my
Yeah.
little sisters are always trying to get me to pierce my ears. I'm like, nope,
Yeah. I
nope.
got my ears, and that's it. Did you ever watch The Sweetest Thing with Cameron Diaz, and the girl
Yes,
is
yeah, yeah.
giving that I had, and literally you've got piercing, and literally his piercing gets stuck in her tonsils, and they have to sing to get it out. Like no one could do it like literally it's just stuck. Like I'd be scared that like the piercing would like. Well, I fuck knows what it could do. Like
I don't know what the benefits are to getting like
with a condom, a piercing, like a man's piercing, could rip a condom.
Yeah, you would think that. I mean,
Or
it's,
vice versa.
I mean, it's got the
Depends how
tip
sharp
there, hasn't it? But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Or do you think it'd feel like a little bit of metal going inside you?
I don't see what the benefit is to it. I don't
Unless
like.
it's just hot. Like, have you ever been with girls with nipple piercings?
Like, yes, I have. Yeah, quite a few, and I mean, I don't really see much. Like, it doesn't change anything for me.
Did it
So
turn you on?
maybe I just don't have a kink when it comes to piercing.
Yeah, because some people do. Like, it's like tattoos and stuff, isn't it? Like, people got tattoo kinks.
Yeah,
And
like I've got loads. Like,
Yeah.
to be fair, I like girls with tattoos. Like,
so, like, within regards to like OnlyFans, we've got like I say me on OnlyFans. I've got a lot of people who've got belly button fetishes. Like,
wow.
how crazy is that? Like, it's like a belly button. Like, I don't think anything sexy about a belly button. But yeah, I've got a lot of people like who want me to just hit them over my tummy. Like, I'm there just hitting the camera in my stomach. Like, yeah, take this belly button. Yeah.
Is there any kinks or fetishes that you'd be interested in exploring that you haven't yet?
I've explored pretty much everything that I've wanted to explore, if that makes sense.
Good answer, yeah.
So yeah, I think for me, you know what? It's not even a kink or fetish, but for me, I would just love to meet someone who I fall in love with, who's amazing in bed and has a big dick. And that's it.
It's so basic when you put it that way. Basically, I want to fall in love with someone who's got a big cock. Anyone? No, here.
Yeah, like it's just that thing where like if someone's got like a really small cock, I can't be with them for the rest of my life.
Just for a few weeks.
Yeah, I met like such an amazing guy a year ago. I'm not gonna say where because it'd be blatant who it was. Like not blatant, but like, just in case they're ever watching it.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
And he ticked every box. He was so lovely. But his dick was like that, like an acorn.
Really, like that small?
Oh, such a shame.
Is that like a deal breaker for you, like dick size?
It was like it's like you're having sex and like you're kissing everything. That feels passionate. It feels lovely. But then it's like when they're shagging you, it's like because their dick's so small. I feel like the blood goes to their dick more, so their dick's like extra hard. And then like if anything, it hurts because the dick isn't going straight in because it's so small. It's just hitting you around the edges and hitting your flaps and everything. And it's just, and it's just like
weaving his way around, like trying to work its way in.
You gotta think, like you don't know, don't know where it's going. Like it's so small, like literally at my bum cheek, like the opening of my bum cheek was bigger than his dick. So literally, yeah. And it was such a shame, but it's like that couldn't be my life forever, unfortunately.
So
he was such a nice guy, and he had a great job, and he was lovely, and he was beautiful, he was hot. Yeah, he's such a nice guy.
But he had an acorn dick.
Yeah, such a shame. I could cry about it.
You do look like getting a little emotional. Like, oh, it was the perfect man.
Emotional over it. Like that could have been my boyfriend.
Would you say you're super picky then, like when it comes to these kind of things?
Everyone who knows me all say that I'm really picky with men and I'm too busy for men. Everyone, and I think you'd agree. You tell me how picky I am as well. I've got like this specific thing of what they need to be.
But I'm the same, so I don't chastise you for it. Have you noticed? I try not to even poke fun about it because I know what that's like because I've been single for a while now and I have a very specific idea of what I want. And that's not available to me. So
I get put off really easy as well. But like it's not like the generic things like people say, like obviously like we know big dicks on the list. But then like the other things like it's like that thing, like what's beautiful to one person isn't necessarily beautiful to someone else. So it's that thing where I can see a guy and I can find him hot, but then his personality can put me off. Or I can see a guy and he's not the nicest looking, but then he's got such a great personality where literally, like, to me, he's the most beautiful person in the world. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, but then it's really hard to find someone who I connect with. When I was in America, actually, I met someone really lovely and really special who I was seeing during October time and February, March time, well, whenever I was in America, and we had a really great connection. He was really lovely, but it didn't work out because of our careers and living in different countries. But that's someone who, once again, like, I wouldn't like say if I was out in a club, I wouldn't go for that person because they're totally like not my type. But he just had the best personality ever where he become beautiful to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think looks are relatively important depending on what you want in a person. But like for me, I do like find personalities really attractive. So if you're like a fun kind of person, but also very loving, very caring, that's going to be a lot more attractive to me than say someone who's just, a bit of a dickhead or like, I meet so many women who are obsessed with narcissists, for instance.
Yeah.
They actively say to me, I hate it, but I can't stay away from them because, and maybe it's a confidence thing. I feel like everyone in wrestling has got a little bit of narcissism about them, but in different ways.
Yeah, like that's me. Like I don't really like. I've never had like a long-term relationship in wrestling. I've had like flings, but not long-term relationships. I don't. Maybe that's actually a good thing because I don't have to have that situation where you walk into a locker room and your ex is over there and it's awkward, or I don't know, someone else is seeing your ex now. So I'm lucky in that respect. Yeah, very lucky.
I'm not laughing at you. I looked down and thought, I'm going to get a question ready. And I saw one of these questions and thought, for fuck's sake.
Go on. What is it?
So one of our listeners, you know who you are, you dirty bastard, has sent a load of quickfire ones in.
Okay.
So one is anal or oral. I assume he means, I don't know.
On me or...
I mean, who's asking, I guess. I see. Well, let's.
Right. Well, either way, we've just established that I ain't putting anything up their arse, and I ain't taking.
Well, no, like for instance, if you had a choice between someone fucking you up the arse or giving you oral, which one?
Oh, oral.
Okay, cool. So we'll go with that. Does size matter? We've already answered that.
Yes.
Yes, very much so. If you're going to be with Nadia Sapphire, preferably like a tree. What's worse, anal? So what's worse, anal while being on, which I assume means period, or a blowjob with poo on the penis after a...
Absolutely horrific. No.
Oh, your reaction is priceless. That question is fucking appalling, by the way. You should be ashamed of yourself, man.
Oh my God. Right, next.
Next, indeed. Do you swallow, spit, or gargle?
Oh God, sometimes if it's there, it just goes all the way down anyway, so you've got no choice but to swallow.
Oh.
Right, next.
Would you rather have a golden shower or take a shit on their chest?
I'd rather give than receive.
There you go then. Somebody's got a very exciting parcel in their future. What's your worst sex story?
Oh God, worst sex story.
A smile tells a story of its own.
Oh my God. I don't know. I must have blocked a lot of them out.
Fair enough.
Literally, worst sex stories. Obviously, I guess.
You got any funny ones? Has there ever been like a moment? Because everyone's got that one story where sex has just become a bit too much of a joke, maybe.
So I remember before my ex was shagging me, and literally I felt like this wetness on my face, and I thought he was spitting on me or dribbling on me. I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, it turned out it was blood all on my face, and he nose bled on my face whilst having sex with me. I was like, what the fuck?
That's a proper worker, isn't it? Getting colour during sex.
I was like, ugh, like, yeah. I haven't, yeah, like there's not really any worse ones or anything embarrassing.
Some of these questions are outrageous. This is. I love how he's ended his multiple choice questions with something relatively nice. Do you
Oh,
make love or fuck?
depends who it is.
Really?
If I'm in love with them, then literally I love making love. But if he's just like really hot and he's gonna be like a one night stand, like the person who I was fancying a few months back, then yeah, fuck him.
You see, I don't make love. Like I fuck people that I'm in love with, but I
Uh,
hate the term.
no, like yeah, make love. Yeah, I love that term.
It just sounds like it just sounds very Disneyfied. Like,
Yeah,
I better hear it in like a pop song or something. Like
yeah,
Marvin Gaye, is on in the background. Let's make love, baby. I'm like,
get it on.
yeah. Nonsense. I'm jaded when it comes to this stuff anyway.
Right.
Right, those are all our questions. So
Oh,
yeah, it was very short notice to be fair.
we got through them, didn't we? Yeah, like we got these questions in like 10 minutes.
What I think we should do is, now that we've done it, we'll put it out there to the audiences that are actually listening right now. Send your questions in to either Nadia's social media or send them to WrestlePlug if you want me to ask Nadia specific questions.
Yeah. And also, if you've got any agony aunt issues, we'll help you.
That'd be awesome. We should do like a weekly thing where we just give advice about sex to people.
Yeah, like it could be about sex, it could be about
That'd be
relationships.
so much better than doing the State of Wrestling address and talking about who botched what on Raw this week.
Yeah,
you know what? I don't care about that.
wrestling. Like literally, this is way more fun.
It's
Like,
honestly, I hate wrestling now. Like I'm like, I don't want to talk about wrestling anymore on this podcast. Like it's boring.
type of question, like say if like you're trying to impress a girl, maybe we can answer that. How to date her, how to discuss your fantasy with her, if you've got a particular fantasy and you want to know whether it's weird or not.
First date
Yeah.
etiquette as well. I feel like a lot of guys and girls.
Oh my god, I could tell you about that. Actually, me and my sister were talking about, we were taking the piss out of a guy before, because literally me and this guy went to a chicken shop, Harry chicken shop, which was like way cheaper than Nando's, like a takeaway place. And he was like, I've only got a fiver on me. So I was like, it's okay, like I'll get you chicken, whatever. And then he was like, oh, actually, let me put the fiver in. And I was like, okay. And they gave the change, and he only went and kept the change.
That's a liberty, isn't it?
Yeah, I have had like weird things like that. I remember like another guy, literally like, God, I was in my early 20s, and like you know what? I used to think that I was something I was not when I was younger. Like when I was younger, I used to think that men should treat me like a princess. Now I'm older, I'm like, no, I'll pay for myself. I'll sort myself out. But when I was in my early 20s, I was like the total opposite. I was a little bitch, to be fair.
Bit old school.
It's just how I was growing up. I met this one guy. I was like telling him like how I wanted to go treat me like a princess and all this and everything. And literally was in Harvester, and he's like, my wallet. I don't have my wallet, or my wallet's in the car with me. And I was like, well, you're gonna have to go get it. So he went and got his wallet from the car, and he paid his half of the food. And I was like, what about mine? So I just paid my half or whatever. And then after he's messaging me and he's like, oh, I hope I lived up to your expectations, this and that. I'd love to go on a date with you. And I was just like, mate, I was just telling you how much I want to be treated like a princess, and you just made me pay for my fucking harvester. But that was like when I was in my early 20s. Now, actually, when I go on a date with a guy, I insist that I pay my half. Because, like, I'm 31 now, so you got to think like I'm a totally different person. Back then, I was broke, like, literally legit. In my late teens, early 20s, I'd have about 3 dates a week just so I could go to Nando's all the time because I was skint. And I'd literally have people just take me to Nando's, and I'd be like, okay, bye. Have my Nando's and go. But now I pay my own way. Yeah.
That is something else, isn't it?
Change when you get older, like literally. Yeah,
She ain't. Like she's still.
I'll admit it. I was a right little bitch when I was younger.
You'd see her in the Nando's outside Swindon, mate. Oh my lord. She just grabs a random guy. Oh, buy me some chicken, and then as soon as you move, yeah, fuck off, I'm bored now.
Yeah, So, guys, if you want to buy me some chicken,
That's
feel free.
that's how me and Nadia met, actually.
Yeah, guys, we are accepting Nando's gift cards, by the way. So if you want to get a
Fucking
Nando's
right
gift
we are.
and send it to Wrestle Plug, literally, yeah, or send it to me.
Yeah.
Nando's gift cards.
In
Take me on
return, we'll send you pictures of us eating chicken.
I'll do the chicken bone for you, just for them.
Yeah, I feel like that would. Have you done that on TikTok yet?
I think I might have actually. I can't remember.
Say, you should do that like once a week, like every week.
But
There should be one day. There should be one day every week where you suck a chicken wing dry, because you know people are going to lose their shit for that.
literally, it's like I put the whole thing in my mouth, and like my teeth sort of good. Like I got new teeth now. My old teeth used to be a bit more like used to be able to do it, but I can still do it. And it comes out, and it's like fuck all chicken on the bone. You know the ones with the two bones? They're the best ones to do it with. The ones with the two bones. Them chicken wings. But you put it all in. Here you go. maybe we'll have to eat chicken wings next time on here. Who wants to buy us chicken wings for the next Wrestle Plug podcast? Get me a Deliveroo or Uber Eats thing, and I'll order the wings in.
Can you please come on every week? I'm just going to bin off all the other co-hosts because they're fucking shit by comparison.
Oh God, I know. I'm just chatting shit now, ain't I?
You all heard me. I don't give a fuck. You're all rubbish by comparison. Is there anything else you want to talk about sex-wise, or do you feel like you're exhausted for now? You don't want to go too long in case it starts banging into the side of your flaps, right?
Literally. Yeah, definitely not too long. Oh no, honestly. Poor guy, bless him. I feel, yeah, there's a few guys who I would have settled down with, but then sex put me off.
Sex is really important, though, isn't it? It's so much more important than you realise.
It's a make or break. And I think a lot of men probably know that as well. It's that thing where if you have great sex with someone, then it's like, right, I can be with this person. If it's shit, it's like, oh, or like there's that thing where it's like, okay, it's a bit awkward, but there's room for improvement and you can improve and you can grow together. But if it's just shit from the get-go, it's like, I'm not going to be with this person for the rest of my life just because I know in a relationship that, like, when I've got a boyfriend, especially if I don't live with them and they like live in a different city, every time I see them, I want sex. So it's like, it has to be good because what's the point? And sex is a massive thing in a relationship for me. Like it always has been. Like when I'm with someone, I'm such like a sexual person. Like, you know, I'm like I like to dress up for them. I like to, like, you know, try things. Like I'd like, you know, be spontaneous, get hotel rooms, and yeah. So it's that thing where for me it's a big thing in a relationship. So I couldn't be with someone like, or like, you know, like after 3 months when they fizzle out, they're like, oh, I don't want to have sex, you know, more. Actually tell, like, I remember I did an OnlyFans photo shoot, and basically I brought one of the outfits to my boyfriend's house. I actually dressed up as a sexy devil. You can see the outfit on my OnlyFans. Just go to onlyfans.com/Nadia Sapphire. I looked hot as fuck. And literally walked in the living room in my devil outfit, and he did absolutely nothing. He just sat there and he's like, oh, you look nice. Oh, thanks. And I was like, give him a kiss and everything. And literally nothing came of it. So I just jumped off of him. And then, yeah, in the end, I just went back in the bedroom and I just put my clothes on and I just was like, fuck, I'm leaving. And he's like, I'm so sorry. I was just full after eating this and that. And he was like, the thing is, I like, what did he say? Like, I like it when we're just lying in bed in our pajamas. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, like, yeah.
What is he, a granny? What the fuck's this shit? I want
When
dolls and broomsticks and fuck off.
literally, when we're comfortable in our pajamas, and I'm just there like, oh. Like, literally, I was really hurt by it. I was like so upset. I was looking at myself thinking, oh my God, do I look that awful? Like, literally, like, you know, do I look fat? Do I look cellulite? Do I look awful in this outfit? Like, why does my boyfriend, like, you know, actually, that's like been the downfall to a lot of my relationships. A lot of the reasons why I have broke up with my boyfriends is because eventually, when you've been with them for a while, and then you're trying to spice things up, and they just can't bothered, they want to watch TV or they just want to thing, and like I'm there, I'm literally right in front of them, trying to fucking dress up, trying to seduce them, and they do a fuck all. That like really, really gets to me. Yeah.
A lack of effort, isn't it? Like I think once you can understand needing to spice up and change things around because you can't do the same thing all the time.
Yeah, cool.
I've noticed this with all my long-term relationships. They last about 3 to 3.5 years, and then they collapse. and more often than not, it's normally because neither person can be bothered to put any effort in anymore.
Yeah.
That thing of it, especially when it comes to sex, like you constantly have to work at something like sex.
That's the thing in a relationship, you know, and it's that thing where, like, you know, you want the passion. Like, if I'm with someone now, I want to go away to nice hotels every few months. I want to go away to, like, you know, spa breaks. I'd even go as far as, like, there's a place in London I was reading about it in, like, Cosmopolitan magazine, and basically it's a swinger spa where you can have sex, like a sauna and steam room. I wouldn't let anyone join in, but, like, literally I'd love to have sex, like, in a steam room. That is actually a fantasy. I tried having sex with one of my exes in the steam room before, and he pussied out.
All I can hear is like your OnlyFans contingent going bananas right now.
Yeah, he was like, make sure nobody's coming. And I was like, okay, I'm looking out.
Trust me, you've already done that, mate.
And I was like, right, mate, you missed your shot now. Literally. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say again, like it's yeah. All right, fair enough. Well, if there's one, do you still think that you're like, you know, you eventually find the right person for you?
I don't know, because it's that thing where, like, I don't see myself like, you know what? The guy who I really liked was in America, and he was lovely, and we got on so well, like best friends. Like, sex was great, and yeah, like, he was amazing. And I feel like if I'd stayed in America, or if, like, you know, I'd got signed and was able to live in America, or if he's come over here, it would have worked out. But it didn't, you know, because we're in totally different countries, our careers are going in different places. But that is, like, the one person who I genuinely felt like maybe, yeah, like I could, like, 100% be myself with. Like, didn't wear makeup round him some days. Like, you know, some days I just look like shit. I'd do my own stupid little personality like I'm doing now, like, which don't do with a lot of boys, like when I first start dating them and stuff. And yeah, yeah. So I guess, I don't know. But then at the same time, I'm so busy, like, where would the boy, like, when would I even see him? Like, ideally, I've always said this, I need a guy who's literally, like, not got a proper job. Maybe I'll go hang outside the job centre and find some.
Oh, don't. Do you remember last time you were on? You were talking about how like you would just stand on a soapbox in the middle of Cardiff and you yell out until somebody came along. Like, you know that like everyone who's on job seekers now is going to be like, you what? Like, their
Yeah,
radar is going to be mad.
literally. Because, like, the way I picture it is, once again, I want my boyfriend, I want to teach him how to wrestle so he can film all my custom wrestling content. I'd love to be down the wrestling ring, like, once a week, filming wrestling content with him and stink facing
There
it.
goes another one of my contracts to somebody else.
And then literally, I'd want him to film all my OnlyFans content for me, take all my photos, and come aboard with me and do all that. And then
I'm
he
not
can
supposed to make money at this rate. You just
and then
this is why you want a boyfriend, so you don't have to pay me to do videography. I know what you're up to.
yeah, literally, yeah, come
This
to
is
my
the
wrestling shows and
bullshit.
videography. Yeah, basically just be a media guy. And then, like, yeah, just someone to just, like, I love, you know, when I've got a boyfriend, I love going to the gym with them and just doing, like, basic things, like just going gym, just driving around listening to music, watching TV, just going for food, going to the sunbeds, and then come home, take pictures of me. I'll just sit there editing all night. They can just do whatever the fuck they want. Like, that's all I want out of life, just chilled, you know? And then it's like,
Fucking hell. I can
on
hear
the,
a stampede.
on the weekends, like this weekend just gone, I, like, had shows in Exeter and I stayed in a hotel all by myself doing my content. This weekend, once again, I got shows down south, be in a hotel all by myself. It's like, if I had a boyfriend, he'd come with me and literally we could watch a show and we go out for food, and next morning we can sightsee or go chill in the spa and then go to the show again. And then when we're driving home, we can rub my head and yeah, just like, yeah. But that's what I mean. Like, so I'm very particular with what I want. So he either needs to be a wrestler or be willing to learn how to be a wrestler. Because, like, he doesn't have to, like, be a wrestler, like, wrestling, like, on indie shows, but he needs to be able to do the customs and shit. But if you could wrestle on the same indie shows I do as well, and that'd be handy because, you know, you can wrestle for me and just travel around with me.
All right. Wrestleplug@gmail.com. Send in your CVs, boys.
Yeah, and then obviously you know the rest of the criteria as well, guys.
Yeah. I can hear. I'm trying to think. There's going to be a lot of people I know who are like semi-indie wrestlers who are going to be all over this shit now.
Or you might just get like a load of dick pics come in and be like, is this size okay?
I mean, I'm happy to go through them, boys, but you're probably better off sending them to her.
No, honestly, you know what? Like, if someone sends me a dick pic on OnlyFans, I literally hate it. I
was going to ask you that actually. Like, is that like a regular occurrence?
So basically, I got this thing where we'll do ratings, but that's about it because I'm just like, I'm not gonna see your dick for free. You can pay me to see it because like, why should I have to see it otherwise? I don't want to see it, especially if like they're like some dicks are minging, aren't they? Like disgusting, like slimy. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen many a locker room.
Yeah.
Not just in wrestling either, darling. Yeah, it's yeah. No, I'm curious because obviously the OnlyFans thing, people identify, don't they, as just a sex only thing. But like you said last time you were on, actually it's not. It's more like it can be, but it can also be just for paying essentially to get access to follow them around.
Yeah, it's like it is for a lot of these people. It's an emotional connection in the respect that like they get to speak to me one-on-one and we actually get to really know each other on like a deeper level, like, you know, like on a friendship level where it's sort of like, you know, they know what I'm up to, I know what they're doing, like if they've got certain things going on with their families or if like their mental health's not great, like, you know, they can confide in me and I'll genuinely like, you know, sit there and like, you know, try and help them or try and talk to them and stuff. And you know, like a lot of them, we talk about wrestling. They ask me if I've seen Raw, what my favorite match was, and stuff like that. A lot of them ask me about my actual wrestling career because they want to know. A lot of them on there because they just want to support me as a wrestler. So it's like there's like totally different reasons why people follow my OnlyFans. Some people have a specific fetish, which, like you know, might be a wrestling fetish or a giantess fetish or a stink face fetish or a fart fetish or all these different fetishes and they want me to cater to them or give them like a custom video or something like that. So everyone on my OnlyFans has like, you know, a different want, if that makes sense, or different needs. But yeah, I do love.
I'm yet to subscribe to your OnlyFans, and I'll be honest with you, I probably won't. So, but like, not that you need my money anyway. But it's that thing of
I want your money.
Yeah, like basically. I'm trying to make money, not spend it.
But you know what? I've literally got my OnlyFans is probably the best value for money. Let me tell you how many videos I've got on OnlyFans. Take a guess.
743.
Are you on Twitter or something?
No.
Okay, I'm just loading up my OnlyFans to even see. It ain't loading up. So I put something on Twitter saying how many videos was on there the other day and how many picked. Oh, you go. So just loading this up. So
I'm gonna say you've got 1,142 photos and 743 videos.
2,041 exclusive photos.
Bloody hell, that's a lot.
36 videos. Here's a sneak peek for you guys.
I can sort of just hear people frantically zooming. Why is this video not in 4K?
So honestly, like I genuinely think
for it, that's why.
My OnlyFans is one of the best values for money. Like today, I've uploaded 3 pictures already, 3 exclusive pictures.
Haven't you got like didn't you have like a discount deal recently or something like $3?
I did, yeah. It was discount. It's off now though.
How did that do?
Amazing. I got like about 100 and something people come through from it.
How many subscribers do you have?
You know what? During lockdown was my best time. I had like 800 and something. Now I've got 389, so it's okay. It's up and down, up and down.
And then they can pay for stuff within, can't they? Like tips and paywalls and things like that.
Yeah, pay-per-views and stuff. Like there's lots of different pay-per-view brackets I've got. Lots of extras I do. So yeah, they've got options.
So onlyfans.com/Nadia_Sapphire.
You got it. He knows it off by heart, guys.
I think that's more autism than anything else. But yeah, no, seriously, subscribe to it. Like, if you're a fan of Nadia, you should do anyway. Like, it, and
Yeah,
also, it's not you. I obviously I don't subscribe to yours, but from what I can tell, it's that thing of you're not subscribing to it just because you want to perv on something. It is actually like access to somebody's like life in a way. So it's not
yeah,
necessarily just so you can stare at someone's tits or whatever.
yeah. Like, I put up
Not being
content.
rude, if you see Nani's Instagram, it's pretty hot too. Like,
I put content up every single day. Like a lot of people put like it once a week. Like I think mine's good value for money. I put it up every single day, and like literally a few times a week. I also send inboxes to the guys like who subscribe to me with extra exclusive content. So it's that thing where, say, if I sent out something to someone following me today, the people who subscribe tomorrow are never going to see that because it's gone out today. So that's why you should always stay following me, because you're always going to get that stuff in your inbox, which is like sexy videos, lingerie videos. You might see what I'm wearing today, type of thing, and yeah, voice notes, just loads of things.
is it
Yeah,
exhausting?
yeah, it's really good value for money. The more I think of it, like $15 a month, like really good value for money. Like the amount of content you get for it.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Head to the description and click on the link and subscribe to our OnlyFans. And also follow her on Instagram, which is Nadia Sapphire.
Yeah.
And then Twitter, which I think is Nadia Sapphire as well.
And also follow Nala on Instagram, which is
Nala's got her on Instagram, isn't she?
Nala and Saber. Yeah. I haven't removed Saber off there yet. We haven't even announced Saber's death on her Instagram yet. It's two things, but Nala.
I mean, it might be worth keeping her on there because she's always going to be a part of it.
Exactly, yeah.
Aw.
Nala, say
Snorer,
hello.
isn't it?
Yeah, she is. She's so
Does look a little bit sadder, bless her.
She is. She is. She's just sleeping all the time.
Dogs recognise, don't they? They get social anxiety anyway. So when you remove, an element like Saber from the equation, then obviously the dog's gonna know that. So
when the vets came over, because we had the vets come to the house, Nala didn't know what was happening. And when we were obviously all smooth and Saber, when she got put down, giving her attention, Nala just came and just sat on Saber.
Aww.
And then literally when they took Saber out in the bag, oh god, that sounds awful. Nala followed out then, and
Horrible, isn't it?
Horrific. Honestly, sickening. Sickening. Like Saber was literally like, yeah. Oh, I've literally got her crystal and her collar here. I carry it with me all the time. I know that thing. If I got this sounds like Saber. When she walks over, she does this. It's like, oh, Nala's getting a bit confused, but it's literally that's her crystal, which she'd wear because she has a crystal, and then that's her little thing, and that's like the bet she's at, and then basically her name with the number, which I put my hand over. Yeah, with me. It was on my phone, but Nala got confused because she'd hear the noise all the time, so it's now in my phone instead of on it, because that literally sounds like Saber. Like that's literally what she sounds like when she walk into a room. Yeah. Wow. Mate, I think we just depressed everyone now.
I know, right? Like fucking hell. Like, but at the same time, yeah, but we all know what it's like to lose loved ones, and dogs are really, as you know, animals are super important to me. So
honestly, like, she's my baby. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've lost horses, and that's been heartbreaking. I've lost many dogs in my life. Like, it's not easy. So, it's plus this is more a lifestyle podcast anyway. So ultimately, it's mostly about sex, but there's a bit of life spiced in there. So plus, come on, how banging are your pajamas, by the way? What's going on with the top? What's that all about?
Oh, you know what? My pajamas
is that eggs and bacon?
Yeah, it looks like it. I could eat some eggs.
Before anyone asks, no, I'm not trying to sneak a look. Like, it's because some dickhead's gonna be like, yeah.
Nah, to be fair, I've not got bra on, so my tits are down here at the like genuinely, they are like literally.
You are literally the best friend I've ever had in my life.
They're down here. Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's that thing in it, like literally, like when I'm home, I just sit in pajamas all day. We don't make makeup on.
Yeah, you very rarely get a chance to relax.
Yeah.
Because if you did, you'd be on this podcast more. And I think it's a good thing that you're not, because it means you're busy and you're having a good time.
Yeah, like even today I've been doing a shit ton of OnlyFans content, which
You've
I
been
need to
smashing the
get.
content lately, and you've been doing loads of wrestling gigs, and you got so many good things to look forward to. You must be really excited about the trajectory of where your life's going right now.
Yeah, like like I was look up like September, October, like so busy. Like I'm always like about 5 shows in for October, booked in. Like September's quite a lot. I think July's quite busy. I'm taking August out for my birthday. I always usually take August out because that's just like a month of partying. Not partying, just enjoying life, going abroad and stuff. But yeah, I'm super. I don't know how I'm so busy, but yeah, I've just stayed consistently busy, like weekly, and then throughout the week, then I just go to the gym, my personal trainer. I've also got an online coach, and I do wrestling training, and yeah, I just don't know how it's all happened. It's just sort of fallen into place. But I'm really happy, really lucky. Yeah, and then when I am home, I'm really happy to be home as well, especially with Nala. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Um,
I can only speak for myself, but I think a lot of people are very proud of you, mate. So
thank
it
you.
is always lovely having you on here. I think this is the third time you've been on, which is a lot of fun. I remember
Yeah.
last time we said we were going to get people to send in. So I want people who are watching this to legitimately send in questions about sex, relationships, and also if you want advice. And if we get enough, we'll start doing it weekly. Because honestly, it's a lot of fun helping people, and it's a lot of fun being honest about this stuff.
I'll
So
be
many
there
people are scared.
on the way back from training, trying to fit this podcast in. Like literally, I'll have you on my hands free, just like ask me a question. Literally.
What a way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe do it safely, obviously. Just like sex, ladies and gentlemen. Practice safe sex.
Yeah, yeah. Buy some Durex, guys. Maybe they'll sponsor us.
Probably not. But we can always try. Might get the knockoff ones first, Skin or whatever it is who make the cheap ones, probably them.
Do you remember
Yeah,
like
those ones are rubbish.
Blue? Didn't Blue have their own condoms out? The pop for bands.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
I'd
Yeah.
love my own condoms out, like with just my face on.
Have you seen what are they called? It's something I can't. It's a terrible name. So there's an Indian brand of condoms. I'm gonna have to Google this. I remember talking about this yonkers ago, like years ago when I first started doing this podcast. I can't remember what the brand's called. It's something. So they've called their condoms, something Force, which is a really weird word to throw in.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm trying to find out where it is now because it is that good.
May the force be with you.
Man Force condoms.
Wow.
Right? Which are something else in their own right. And then you find out so there's a banana flavored one, which is okay. I'm gonna leave you guys with this because it's the catchphrase that catches me out every time if I can find it. Because I remember watching this and thinking, you cannot be serious.
Do they sell them in the UK?
No, I think they're only an Indian brand.
Okay.
So yeah, the largest selling condoms brand in India, made by Pharma, the people who did I think Pfizer and all that. Which is very, very.
Yeah, of course.
I can hear that. Yeah, I can hear.
I wouldn't put anything past big pharma companies. Just saying.
Yeah, you're on my wavelength, aren't you? So
yeah. Also, what's the one you got to look into? Oh fuck, is it the nappies or no baby powder? Big pharma baby powder. Nestle. Google Nestle baby powder, and how bad it used to be, and what country they gave it to after because it was so bad and like literally like it was just like so malnourishing. When it's not nourishing you? Yeah. Malnourished. Yeah.
Malnourished. Yeah.
Yeah. Nestle baby powder. Go down that rabbit hole.
Wow. It's a dark world, isn't it? No wonder we're all so fucking depressed. Yeah, I can't find it, but basically, Man Force condoms, and one of the things, bearing in mind the image was of a black guy, and they had as the catchphrase for when you absolutely go bananas. It's like, come on, bro. What the fuck is wrong
I get it now. I was laughing, thinking, oh, yeah.
But they also have apparently
I thought you were saying that
flavor.
Banana flavor, but yeah.
Yeah, no, they have ecstasy black grape flavor. It's
what?
like Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I like grapes with the best of them, but I'd
How
rather
can
have
you
it.
who would even buy them?
Uh, Indian people, I guess.
Like, could you imagine like whipping them
No,
out?
Tanvir. Yeah, give me a shout, bro. He must know.
Could you imagine whipping them out in front of a girl? I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, you can get chocolate as well. A catalyst to your dark fantasies. It'll tantalize her taste buds and make her drool all over you.
Wow.
There you go. Who doesn't want a snotty cock, ladies and gentlemen? Um,
No, how much you love a snotty cock.
let's not even go down that route.
Yeah. How did that even happen? I think.
That's because you were. That's because you were ill, and we were talking about something that we're not allowed to really talk about in this podcast.
Oh yeah, like
Yes.
without being too blatant, we were talking about me and someone, and I had a cold, and Erin was like something like, "Oh, why didn't you do it?" And I said, "Oh, I didn't want to snot on his cock." Or something. And now he calls me
That's how
snot.
close we are as friends that we can talk about that. It's okay.
And I was like, "No, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna snot on his cock."
Yeah. Yeah, and now snotty cock is like a regular thing. So
Yeah, now it's a normal thing. If you want a snotty cock,
we're really good friends. We look out for each other.
yeah, clearly.
Nadia
Yeah.
Sapphire, thank you for coming on the Wrestle Plug and the Silent and Death Machine podcast and anything else that I can somehow manage to put this on.
Thank you for having me. I hope this doesn't get banned, or like maybe YouTube might not even want it, but we'll see.
We on Silent and Death Machine we did a podcast about vaccines and something else. I think it was masturbation or something. We were talking about that as well, and it got banned. And they said that we were giving out fake medical advice.
Yeah. Oh God, you can't say anything about the
I was
vaccine.
like, yeah, I know, and I think that must have been what it was because I was like you can't say masturbation is different for everybody. You can't just say to people that'll be the next thing. YouTube will tell you how you masturbate. So yeah,
Take advice. You do not masturbate like this. You
I mentioned
masturbate.
vaccines.
Yeah.
Vaccines don't exist. I don't know what you're talking about. I've had all my jabs. Fuck off. But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, thank you for coming on. I love you dearly. You're literally like my favorite person on earth, but you already know that.
I love you too.
Bye.
Bye, snotty cock.
Every time.